6 teens versus 1 secret 30-year-old. Ooh wee.
I am a teenager.
I'm a
Can
teenager.
you guys hear that okay?
I'm a teenager.
Wait, we can turn up the volume.
I'm a teen.
Are we okay with that volume?
Hi.
Age?
Yeah.
18.
18. I'm 16.
I'm 16 too.
16?
18.
16.
I'm also 16.
So are all of us in high school?
So I'm pretty sure, like, we previewed this on yesterday's stream. I'm pretty sure it's
16.
Yeah, I'm a really young
this girl in the red,
graduated.
or actually the two girls that are right next to each other.
September.
I was pretty confident that the
Nina.
other Josh was a teenager, just because of the way he.
I feel like
pushes
Nina
his
is
hair
the
around. I thought that
30-year-old.
was very like teenager. This is such like a dumb question, but what's everyone's favorite like TikTok trend right now, or like sound?
I don't know, I feel, is it too obvious that the two boys are teenagers? It looks like way too obvious for me.
For the
I don't know.
ask and fake about.
I like the one that's like. Like,
Oh, like,
yeah,
like that. Yeah, like that.
I like how the first thing they do is ask
Reminded me of
TikTok.
that. Is the one where it's like the last person, like if you talk, then you have to pay for the bill and everyone going.
Oh, yeah.
Of course 30-year-olds wouldn't know what a
Is to not
TikTok is.
aggro anyone. Pure defense. You know, just making sure they realize I'm a teenager, and that way I could just slip through the cracks like everyone else.
Any other more questions?
What year did you guys go to like school during COVID?
My sophomore year.
Am I missing? Where's 2? Oh, there it is.
She had the braids, so I thought maybe she was trying to like throw everyone off and look younger than she actually was.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. Yeah, Nina was my first choice,
I'm not
so.
that surprised, just because I noticed I was dressed differently than a lot of the other girls. And I
Oh.
get mistaken for being older than I really am
Hmm.
pretty often. Like in terms of COVID,
Would you guys rather be, would you guys rather people mistake you for being older or people mistake you for being younger? Because yeah, I've always been, I don't know if I've always been, but like, I feel like a lot of times, or most of the times, people will mistake me for being younger than I actually am. And I think it's actually pretty good. I don't mind it. Like, but I could also see the argument for like people who want to be mistaken as older as like, oh, people think I'm more mature than I am, etc., etc. But I like being mistaken as younger. I think, I've said before, I think it's probably due to the Asian genes that I still am able to look young, luckily. But yeah, I'm worried that one day it's all just gonna catch up to me and I'm gonna turn into like the oldest grandpa ever.
how was that for you guys? Because for me, it was in the middle of my freshman year and then all the way through my sophomore year.
Mine is literally the same as yours. Like, yeah.
Mine was middle of 8th into 9th.
Same.
Wait, what did they ask? I missed
Pretty
it.
often. Like in terms of COVID year, how was that for you guys? Because for me,
COVID
it was in the middle of my freshman year and then all the way through my sophomore year.
Jesus
Mine is
Christ.
literally the same as yours.
People are so young.
Yeah.
Mine was middle of 8th into 9th.
Same.
Yeah, same thing, like 8th to 9th.
It was
Eighth
hard
to ninth
learn virtual,
grade.
Though, like on Zoom, like I feel like I just didn't know how to like come back from that. And my grades were like fine. It was more like socially, like I just didn't
That's
know how
true.
to,
It was
you know.
very awkward.
I think
Hey,
for
what's
me,
up,
it was my
Mustafa?
grades because I was
Hello. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We are currently watching 6 teens versus 1 secret 30-year-old. That's an interesting question. What did COVID look like? What did COVID year look like for you? And I guess I wouldn't know because I wasn't... Well, I was in college during COVID year. I was not in high school. But it was my senior year of college. Been well, good to hear. You watched the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie, nice. How'd it go? I haven't been keeping up. Nice. Well, that's cool. Very cool.
and cheer, but I was pretty social in terms of that. I played a lot of games during classes.
Oh,
I would
gamer.
just, like, play Minecraft while my like chem teacher was talking.
Oh,
I
Minecraft.
definitely took video games. Prior to that,
No
like, maybe I
judgment.
played a little bit, but after that,
What
it
video
took
game?
off. Apex, Call
Apex?
of Duty.
Oh, okay, one of those types of
Record my
gamers.
teacher's lectures and then just play games, and I'd watch them back later.
I like how everybody's like, oh, during COVID year, I just played games while I found ways to play games while I was in school, which I guess is actually like a pretty decent, like, it's a pretty decent skill to have for the real world. Like, you know how we all, I don't know if we all do this, but you know how we all try to do the bare minimum in life, and we all try to cut corners and find little tricks to make life fun or easy. And I think that's funny.
Well, that's
Brandon?
smart.
Two Joshes think alike.
Exactly. It was so simple.
As a Josh, I have a badge that's invisible on my chest, and I had to trust him, like 100%. Plus, he just seemed like he was just like me, but taller.
Oh, he's saying,
I
oh,
really
it's a
hated
Jot, the
about
same
Zoom
name.
Classes was like breakout rooms because nobody would talk. Everyone would just stare
Turn
at
off
each
their
other
camera and just, like, be silent.
Everyone would
It was
just stare at each
yeah.
other, and then sometimes my teacher would come in and like he'd get mad because we weren't talking. And
Wait, what?
Nobody would. One thing I really hated about Zoom classes was like breakout rooms because nobody would talk. Everyone would just stare
Oh.
at each
Their
other.
camera and just, like, be silent.
My work did that once. They had a breakout room. And yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's the same thing if it would be in person, right? If you were to like break out into groups during class or something. Were you guys the talking people in class, or were you like the quiet ones? Yeah, it was like the worst if you got multiple quiet people in one group, or like if everyone in the group was the quiet ones. And in college especially, because luckily at least in college I was feeling at least somewhat more confident in myself, or like I didn't really care. So like I was at least a little bit more talkative, or like I wouldn't mind being like leading a group or something. But for sure, like earlier in school and stuff, I would not want to be the leader in the group or talk or anything. So so basically in groups, you always had to have like the one or two leader people, or the extroverted ones. What's that one?
Would just stare at each
Yeah.
other, and then sometimes my teacher would come in and like he'd get mad because we weren't talking, and I was like, well, I'm waiting for this person to talk first.
I was
Same.
suspicious of Juliana because
That
I
is
feel like
true.
during that round she was kind of leading the conversation, so I felt like that might have been in order to like
Am I missing a
waste
piece?
time, which is why
Hello?
I like try and change the topics and kept it moving. I'm assuming you guys like everyone held here at internet
What?
growing up, because that's just how
It's
it
like a
was. You guys all
triangle.
used
Oh, here it
computers,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any memories like distinctly from like when you were a kid, like a video or like anything you done on the computer that you remember as like the thing?
I used to play like Papa's Freezer. Yeah. Does anyone know?
Heck is that?
I
Cool
still
math
still play that.
I never really played cool math
I had
games.
like the gun, Johnny Upgrade, I think. It was
Oh
called.
yeah,
Remember that?
No, and then you just run through it till you beat the boss. And
Yes.
you feel like it's gonna start. Yeah, yeah.
I played the run one where you where
Run.
like the whole
That's a good one.
yeah thing like the like dimensions.
What the heck
would
are these
flip.
games?
Yeah, or flip or something.
What about
Yeah.
you?
I thought I was a gamer.
Yeah, or like people put it now on TikTok to like Reddit stories.
It's just like you run in a straight line like a tube, right?
Subway surfers?
And,
Jump and it
yeah,
shifts the whole thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just agreeing. I really didn't play too much, but I played on my phone quite a bit, and then I did a lot of YouTube. I didn't start playing games until...
Oh, are they saying this person, or is it like leading towards this person being sus? Which I can see, but also, I mean, they are a little bit sus. This person in the blue is a little bit sus, but I can also see that just kind of being like I can imagine doing something like this, like just being kind of socially awkward and like not sure when or what to interject in the conversation. Especially when you're a teenager. But I can also see them being the 30-year-old. I don't know.
Like,
How old are you when you got a phone?
so I got one in 7th grade,
Okay.
What like phone was that?
an iPhone.
Which one?
I think it was the 7th.
No.
I got a phone when I was like, I think.
Oh, it's totally that person then, right? Wait, 7th grade, iPhone 7. That doesn't add up.
12 or something.
I got when I was like 8.
I got like
Me too.
I got
My
like
parents are divorced. So,
So that means you
one
get a
thing
phone
I,
early.
Like, really remember when I was little.
My
is
parents are divorced, so I got a
Minecraft
phone.
Was still like kind of new.
Oh no,
So
wait,
there
am
was
I
like
doing this wrong?
another version of it called Minecraft Lite. Do you know what I'm talking
and it was like
about?
it would have limits, and you could only do so much.
Yeah, you could like only use like glass or like brick.
Yeah, like
or,
the selective blocks and dirt and grass.
That's one thing I remember, and then it got like they totally removed that. Hey, think you've figured out the mole yet? Well, make sure to subscribe if you think you've got it. Now let's get back into the video.
Lauren was kind of just agreeing. She was like,
Yeah.
yes. And I was like, yes, that's suspicious, honestly.
It is a little bit sus, but I can also see it being like a socially awkward type of thing.
It kind of sucked being voted out, but it's the nature of the game, I guess.
Please
Aw.
raise your hand if you want to continue playing the game.
Really? They're gonna keep going.
School lunch.
Really bad.
bad.
It's so bad.
The thing that gets me is they don't even have water. Like they only offer, at least in my school, they give us milk. And they have
Ew.
water
Give you
fountains.
water?
When you were in elementary school, did they give you like
Son?
milk in a bag?
Yeah.
And you have to like stick
I
it
get
in your
chocolate
straw.
I never had
So
milk in a.
what
Did
was
you guys in
that?
chat have bagged milk? I always hear people talk about that, but I've never had that in my life. It was always the classic, milk container thing. The milk, the like cardboard whatever one. I never had bagged milk.
I would just starve the whole day, honestly.
Do you have
Oh,
your,
no.
like school lunch line separated by year, like junior?
No.
No,
it's
I go to a
all
small
one big
school,
line.
so like we all
It's
just go at the same
lost.
time.
My school's big, but there's just one line and it's bad. Like it's like 1,000-person school, and there's one lunch period. It's not like we have like an A and B lunch.
Never mind, I found it.
So 1,000
I have to be
kids
careful.
just, like,
Pretty much, yeah. Just
I have to be
all around,
careful
like,
about
wraps around
dropping
the-
Lego
My
pieces
school,
because
like,
I'm scared the dogs
It
are
was
gonna
really
eat
bad
it.
freshman year, but there was always like Fridays they had like pizza.
You had like scheduled days.
Yeah, like there's always pizza.
Always?
There's
Every
always
day?
pizza, yeah, and they get it from Papa John's.
What?
But
What?
My school didn't do that. I remember the last time I had like a certain like food item on a day was in elementary school, which made me think, okay, she has to be older.
What shows did you guys watch when you were younger?
Oh,
I was like
Disney?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a big like Jessie, Good Luck Charlie,
Shake it up.
Shake It Up.
I
What was
didn't
it?
watch TV. I was a
didn't have
YouTube
cable,
kid.
But I remember I watched. Phineas and
that's
Ferb.
wild. That's crazy. Now that's crazy. Well, I mean, it's not that crazy actually when you think about it, but like, it's crazy in that like I never thought it would actually happen so soon. Where like kids are like, wait, I didn't watch TV, I watched YouTube. But I mean, obviously, like people, you know, maybe people didn't have like sort of the luxury of TV. But yeah, it's crazy to imagine like YouTube being people's entertainment instead of TV, at least when they're kids. Only because that's what I grew up with, so I'm very selfish.
Bro, actually, I did watch
I
that.
watched Phineas and Ferb on repeat, but I did not have cable, so I didn't watch a lot of TV. I watched a lot of
What?
YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye.
Markiplier was a really big one for me. I still watch him.
What are like some unfair things that you think people think of like about teenagers that are like not true?
I was gonna say like low attention span, but I have a really low attention span. Like I'll fully be like playing Minecraft and I'll have like a show on. So that's definitely not like an unfair one.
Like I feel like we're just like kind of depicted to have like such like a laziness because people say our generation's like easier or whatever.
We're like bad friend groups or something.
Like just like toxic people. In
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
No, I get that.
I was gonna say like maybe sensitivity, like how we
Oh,
act on
that's
the
a good one.
internet,
Oh,
cancel
yeah.
culture,
People being,
and all
like,
that.
sensitive, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's a big one because I think it's mainly online.
I still am a little bit sussy of this girl in the white. Just a little bit. I feel like for the same reasons they kind of said, like she's very like steering the conversation. But I mean, there's obviously extroverted people who are like that. But like something which, well, I mean, actually, sorry, not that I'm like not that there's anything wrong with that, but she has been very like agreeable, and like they mention Markiplier and she's like, yeah, Markiplier, like just a little bit sussy in terms of the game itself, but we'll see. But I will say everyone that they voted out so far, I feel like was a good choice, or like was the most sussy ones. Yeah. I wonder, like, I feel like as like all the boy or guys or whatever, all the guys they have here, like, it's probably harder to make guys appear younger than they are. Like, it would be more difficult to make a 30-year-old guy look like a teenager compared to making a 30-year-old woman appear like a teenager. I feel like, I don't know.
Where people can be like really sensitive, but
I think a lot of people just think that
The real curveball is,
everyone
yeah, if one of the guys are the 30-year-old. I can actually see this really tall guy with the long hair being the 30-year-old.
Like you have it easier,
Right,
or like
yeah.
you're like doing better because of us, and like that's our fault for some reason.
It's actually harder though because we have like social media and stuff.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
Juliana, sorry.
Juliana. I agree.
I knew I was gonna get voted out, especially with the school lunch comment. I don't get school lunch.
Please raise your hand if you want to continue the game.
2.
If the lights turn green, you voted the mole out and you win. If the lights turn red, the mole is still in the game and you lost.
I could actually see them maybe dressing up this guy with the long hair as the 30-year-old. Ah, okay, cool.
Oh my god! I trusted you. I trusted you. I have a heart in you.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay. On the count of 3, can the mole please reveal themselves? 3, 2, 1.
Wow,
You
okay.
had me from the jump. I felt
knew
bad.
Wow.
It was you because you were low-key silent.
I got, first of all, I got
Low-key
everything wrong.
silent.
Second of all, I did not think it
I
was
love
Hannah
the-
at all. So, yeah, I was like, oh, she's a teenager.
So I'm actually a mom, and I'm 31 years old. What
Wow.
gave me away was Minecraft. My mind went blank.
I was shocked to find out like she's a mother. She looks so good for 30.
I got you.
Oh.
I think it's
With the, oh, there we go. Yes. This is Benjamin. This is.
Wow.
You know what's funny about these? Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they mentioned in the video. I feel like the prize money is always quite low for these videos, like, cause, in terms of like, especially if like people have to fly out to the shoot and then, like whatever, it seems like not as much compensation. I don't know. Okay. Well, that was interesting.